You're now listening to The L Zone with Latricia Love, covering everyday topics that matter to you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the L Zone podcast with me, your host, Latricia Love. Today, I want to tackle a topic about self-image and just share with you some of my experience when it comes to this particular topic in order to kind of help people or just give you a different view on how to start the process of learning yourself and what your self-image is for you. I picked this particular topic because sometimes we seem to get away from what that's supposed to be and start really caring about what others think and how do they perceive us. We lose ourselves in making sure how they see us trumps how we feel about ourselves. So for me and my personal journey, when I wasn't clear on my self-image, I thought I had to show like nothing was wrong with me. I was too busy trying to prove to others and convince myself nothing was wrong. Meaning situations, exes, or ex-friends, whatever it may be, I had to prove whatever was being out there in my mind. I thought things were being said or gossip about me. I had to prove it wrong. So I had to show like, no, I'm good. Nothing's up with me. I'm out here, living life. I'm good. I have a car, whatever that may be. Not thinking a car is what defines me, but you kind of get what I'm saying. To where I had felt low in a sense about myself. It was like, why am I really caring about this crap? What is it? Why do I care about what others are thinking about me and what's being put out there? So one day I had to write down some questions, and I'm going to give these questions for you, for those who are trying to figure out who they are in a sense and what is their self-image. How do they see themselves? How do they feel about themselves? Accepting them no matter what that looks like to other people and not caring about a status or faking an image for the masses, so to speak. When we look at the word self and image, it's basically talking about the essential being that distinguishes us from other people, which shows on the external, correct? So you're supposed to be different regardless. It's only one you. Why are you trying to be part of the in crowd, per se, in quotations? Or why are you trying to fit into a category or a status of what others think you're supposed to be on or how you're supposed to be, right? Why does it matter so much? So I asked 3 questions to me. You can write these down. How do I see myself? That's the first one. 2, why does it matter what other perception is about me? And what fuels my self-image was the last question. With those, I'll tackle what fuels my image. Meaning, being Facebook and IG are the main things that people care about or not care about. It's what we show people. It exposes us in a certain type of light. Are you fueled by likes? Are you fueled by people thinking that you own, in a sense, like you're about something and you're doing something big and major when deep down you know you're not? You don't have your own car. You out here using people to get ahead. You don't have your own house. You've lived with your parents, or you have failed relationships, but you putting out there that you are about something. You're popular because you're portraying a fake image, to where you know deep down if people knew the real you, they wouldn't deal with you. So how do you see yourself? What fuels your self-image? For me, I had to learn that my self-image is tied to, 1, knowing that you're worthy and that your value does not diminish based on other people. You only have one life. This is not a practice test. We don't know what happens once we don't wake up again the next day to do better, right? So I had to learn my self-image is tied into how great I am. Don't give into what people have said about you negatively or think or assume about you. Is you know you. Who are you? I had to ask myself those questions. And I got down, I veered off into what are my triggers and what are my traumas. And I had to really in detail write those things out. Things that we don't talk about, and I understand why we don't. Even self-image is a topic that we don't talk about because we like, okay, we don't come off like we're conceited or shallow or we really don't know. We expose ourselves in a way, if we did talk about it, it'll make people look at us a different way. But who gives a shit, right? But I understand it. For me, my triggers and trauma were the key to me unlocking how I saw myself. If you are constantly being told you're nothing or you're supposed to be doing this by now, but you're not. If you're falling into the concept of what other people think you're supposed to be doing, you're not going to be fulfilled in your life. You're not going to ever really truly know your purpose in this life, right? So once you figure those two things out, it can kind of help start rebuilding your self-image for you, right? Then you have to ask yourself, why are you doing whatever it is that you're doing? Who are you doing it for, in a sense? Are you posting selfies 3 times a day for yourself? Because you know what you look like. Why are you posting 300 to 500 selfies? Why are you doing a filter? You think you're ugly? Who told you that you were ugly? Why, who are you trying to prove something to? Why are you trying to be desirable to people who don't know you? You coming off a certain way, whether it be the opposite sex or not. Why are you doing it? Then the other part of being, when it comes to self-image, who you trying to get revenge on, in a sense? Are you trying to prove to your ex-husband or guy, whoever, that used to mentally abuse you, whatever, or that told you you want nothing because you're not with them, or they just wasn't good for you? Are you trying to prove to them that you're still wanted by other people? What is it that fuels your self-image? Because that's going to pave your path and it's really going to dictate what you allow, how people treat you. How do you see yourself? What is fueling that? Because you can not be in an abusive relationship, but be in a user relationship, meaning you're being used. If you're funding and housing people, give them the keys to the kingdom, and you just like, I'm just happy that I'm out with somebody, your self-image of yourself is not really all that high. Especially if you enduring bullshit. It's just a different type of bullshit, right? Or you got people on your social media page that are just there to be nosy. Yeah, they like certain pics for females if you half naked or whatever it may be. If it's sexually motivated, whatever, you know what type of post I'm talking about. If you're trying to be noticed type post, you know doggone well how they see you. But do you see yourself as a sex object? Or are you just confident in yourself and that's why you're posting it? You got to know the difference. If you are going out and you look good, you just like, okay, I look good. You're not looking for likes all the time. You're not about to repost a picture 500 times of the same photo that you just took. That means you're doing it for the gram or for Facebook popularity, right? Depending on how you see yourself is what fuels you. If you see low of yourself and you know you're missing the void, certain things are going to happen in your life that either are going to bring you down, and it's like red flag. You need to heal something in you. You need to do the work on yourself, because we're falling into a cycle of whether that be depression, suicidal thoughts, loneliness, whatever it may be, right? And you're going to keep going down this hole. Or you do the work and ask yourself, who am I? What's my self-image of me? How do I see myself? Once you answer those key questions, you can really move forward and certain doors will open for you. It don't always have to be a door to an opportunity. It can be a door to self-betterment, finding things that you like to do, new hobbies, putting yourself out there in new situations, new circles, networking, creating, whatever it may be. But don't fake it for people to think that you are important, and they don't care. They really don't care. You're not Beyonce. We're not Beyonce. Beyonce is Beyonce. Correct? As long as we agree that you know that you're not Beyonce. I'm not Beyonce. You're not Trey Songz. Whatever it may be. Your self-image can't be wrapped up in the worldly concept of where they think you should be at. What makes them like me? What makes them notice me? It should be, no, I'm on my journey and people will see. Your journey will speak for itself without you having to say a word at all. You don't have to show off for people. Be you. How you feel about yourself will show externally to others, correct? It paves your path in life in a new way once you are solid in your self-image of you. That is first and foremost. At some point for me in my personal journey, I had to unlearn a lot of habits I was doing, whether that be in friendships, my own personal life, the opposite sex, correct? I had to unlearn a lot of things and relearn some new things that fit me now, because you're forever changing. But the core part of me, I had to lock down, because no matter what happens in my life, that foundation cannot be broken. Because now I'm more confident. I'm willing to put myself out there in a different way, to where you may think you know me, but I'm not doing it because I'm lacking something. My sole purpose is to help people through whatever journey, whatever creative thing I do, from helping people that I've met along the way. The last 2 years, especially this last year, it's been amazing. It brings me joy. So my self-concept of me, my self-image, is no longer tied up in the perception that people think of me, the perception of where they think I'm supposed to be. I'm 38. Most of us won't even know what that is until we die, for the most part, of where was we supposed to be. You live your life. That is the key in this whole thing for me. Are you on a path that brings you peace? Does it bring you balance? Do you have to fake it? Do you have to lie about who you really are? Those key things is part of your self-image. I don't have to do any of that. And I pray for people to find that type of strength and courage to tackle their self-image. Being genuine to you first. Don't lie about who you are. If they mess with you, they mess with you. But as long as you mess with you, hey, and you know, what more can you ask for in this life? So that's just my 2 cents on this topic. It's just one of those tough topics to tackle sometimes that we don't talk about. And I hope that whatever I said tonight helps start or spark something in you to write down these questions and tackle hard questions with yourself and get real with yourself. Have a good night.